Welcome to What I Do. I'm Rob Melnichuk. Do people at work drive you crazy? In fact, how many times have managers scratched their heads thinking, I can't figure him or her out? Why aren't they performing as well as I know they could? How often have you asked yourself the same question? The truth is, humans are an organization's greatest asset and worst liability. Joining me today is a special guest, Dr. Grant Mullen. Grant is a mental health physician, author, and international seminar leader who teaches extensively how medical treatment can be combined with spiritual and emotional therapies to improve mood, relationships, and performance. Welcome, Dr. Mullen, to What I Do.
Nice to be back.
Doctor, we're going to talk about your latest book, The Breakthrough Solution. Let me ask you this first question. We all know that employers expect staff to leave their personal problems at home. How do workers do that?
It's impossible. It's actually a ridiculous request. It just can't happen because you can't separate humans from home and at work. In fact, this is what I discovered when I was doing mental health practice with individuals and with families. They would describe to me all these problems with relationships and functioning at home. And then I would ask, how are things at work? And it was just as bad because all the problems they had at home, they just took to work with them. So even though the employer always says, when you come through the door, you leave all your problems at home, it's impossible. No one can do that. Even the employer can't do that. In fact, when people come to work, they look like this. This cartoon that is from my latest book. See, people bring their baggage to work. Now, they put all nice clothes on, they look executive, they want to look in control, and everything's fine, and I'm a full adult, but you bring all your emotional baggage with you to work.
So that cartoon, that bag represents my emotional baggage, my emotional problems.
Well, that's true. In fact, it's your whole personality and your past, everything that's ever happened to you, all your attitudes, the way you approach relationships, you bring it all to work. So when employers say that, it's a myth.
So what happens then to an organization when people like myself bring all our baggage to work?
Well, join the group. We can't separate ourselves from our baggage. So what happens is when we bring our emotional baggage to work, work becomes just a bigger dysfunctional family, just like the one we left in the morning. And so it contaminates the whole work. So if you imagine everyone at work has brought all their emotional problems from home, even though they're told to leave it at the front door, which of course is impossible. And so it becomes one bigger dysfunctional family.
Can I ask you this quick question? We talk about the word dysfunction. Is there a quick definition for dysfunction?
Yes, things that don't work right.
Things that don't work right.
That's right, that's right. So a dysfunctional family is when you have relationships that aren't perfect.
Okay.
And so you just have imperfect relationships at home, you have imperfect relationships at work. The same relationship style you have at home, you bring to work. And so I have some pictures here of what happens when you actually bring the baggage to work.
Okay.
Now this is a typical boardroom. This is an average boardroom. And when people bring their baggage to work, now what happens is they set their baggage on the table, which blocks communication. So in the story, The Breakthrough Solution, it's a fable. And so people actually bring the baggage to work, and so they put it on the table so they can't see anyone else. They can barely hear anyone else because our mindset, the way we approach other people, blocks communication. So in a boardroom setting, in a work setting, when people bring their baggage, it blocks communication, it blocks productivity, it blocks everything, even though they pretend that everything's under control and they're fully grown adults.
Okay.
Then in the next picture, this is when people's baggage gets on their desk. See, emotional baggage is very distracting. It distracts us from our task. So you can see in the picture, he can't find his work, he can't find his desk, he can barely find the phone because he is distracted by all the things he's thinking about other people.
Now you say he, not a she.
Well, actually, she's deal with their baggage much faster than he's. Yeah, see, men have a genetic difference. We are missing the gene called insight, so the baggage is all over the desk, but he won't deal with it. A woman actually would admit it and deal with it.
Okay.
And so, in the next picture, the baggage actually isolates people because people use baggage to separate themselves from others, because if they don't like dealing with other people, if they don't trust them, they isolate. So they actually use their emotional baggage to prevent contact with other humans, which is typical in an IT department.
Okay, well then, doctor, what part of an organization would not be affected then by all the baggage that we bring in?
Every department that has humans would be affected by baggage. So the only departments that wouldn't be affected by baggage are the ATMs, I suppose, in society. If there's humans, there's baggage. You can't escape from it.
All right, let me ask you this question then. What can a corporation or business do to correct the problem of our human baggage that we bring to work?
Well, I'm glad you asked me because we'll do that at the next session.
Thank you, Dr. Mullen. For a copy of Dr. Mullen's latest book, The Breakthrough Solution, go to thebreakthroughsolution.com. Thanks for watching What I Do.